Hello, everyone. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes. All right, let's get started. Good to see everyone. Welcome to the June meeting of the Endometriosis Working Group. I'm Jillian Gilchrist, current chair of the working group, and we're going to start as we always do. Oh, just let everyone know we are on CTN today. We're going to go around the virtual space and do introductions. So I'm going to start with Beth.
Hi, I'm Beth Ludwig. I'm an MDO mom and glad to be here today. Thank you.
Good to see you. Next, Nina.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I've been missing these meetings. They've just been conflicting with my times. I'm Nina Stackenfeld. I'm a researcher at Yale School of Medicine. I've been working on a project on cardiovascular outcomes in women with endometriosis, and we're finally writing those studies up. And I've appreciated the help from many people in this group.
Wonderful. Good to see you. Rosemary.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rosemary Lopez, and I'm the Women's Legislative Policy Analyst at the Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity, and Opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you. Heather.
Hi, everybody. Heather Guidone, Center for Endometriosis Care and longtime sufferer. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you. Melvet.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melvet Hill. I'm the Executive Director at the Commission. I work with Rosemary.
Wonderful. Dr. Luciano.
Hi, I'm Danielle Luciano. I'm the chair of OBGYN at UConn Health and also the co-director of the EndoRise program. And welcome, Rosemary and Melvet. I guess you are our new mamas now that Jill is going to, if when Jill leaves us, I have Rosemary and Melvet as our new mamas. Thank you for taking on our group.
Thank you. Cassidy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassidy. I'm a clinical research assistant at UConn Health and part of the Endorise program. It's nice to meet you.
Wonderful. Jasmina.
Hello, I'm Yasmina Kujancic, the program manager for Endorise. I work at the Jackson Lab right on the UConn Health campus.
Wonderful. Samantha.
Hi, I'm Samantha Reyes. I'm Endo Warrior. Happy to share my voice, my story, anything that you guys need. Go to Hill to further research and bring in the voices of our community.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bridget.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bridget Aliaga, pronoun she, her. I am a behavioral health program manager at Demas Women's Services. Nice to be here.
Nice to see you. Lisa.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lisa Roy. I'm Director of Government and Community Relations for the Jackson Laboratory, and I'm a member of the EndoRise team.
Wonderful. Arlie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Arlie, and I am a patient advocate.
Awesome. Representative Kennedy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so thrilled to join all of you once again. My name is Kathy Kennedy, and I represent the 119th District, which is parts of Milford and Orange. And I applaud this group each and every time I get to be on one of your meetings. So thank you for everything that you do and for your voices in this very, very important topic. Thanks, Representative Gilchrist. Chair.
Thank you. Megan. Megan, you unmuted, but we can't hear you. I can come back. Lainey.
Hi, I'm Lainey. I'm an undergraduate intern at the Jackson Laboratory this summer, and I'm working with like the EndoRise projects. I started last week, so I'm very new here, but excited.
Welcome. Holly.
I'm assuming you're reading me. Holly Sandeman, American Endo Project. Completely in awe of all of you for all you're doing and would love to in the beginning stages of replicating something like this in California, fingers crossed. So I'm here to learn.
Okay, wonderful. Wendy.
Hi, good morning. Sorry, I'm having all kinds of technical problems at my end. It's Wendy Bingham from Extra Public Not Rare. I'm over here in Washington State and been part of the group from quite a long time. So I'm really excited to watch it grow. And again, we're building on the West Coast. We're working on it. So thank you.
Wonderful. Dr. Courtois.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elise Courtois. I'm a researcher at the Jackson Lab, and I also work with EndoRise. So I'm the co-director together with Danielle, and very happy to be here.
Wonderful. Brianne.
Hello, everyone. I am the aide to Representative Gilchrist and the clerk to the Human Services Committee.
Nice. Lauren.
Hello, everyone. I am Lauren Cornegay, founder and executive director of Endo Black Incorporated. We focus on Black women living with and impacted by endometriosis. I'm also an advocate and always open to sharing my story or having conversations about endometriosis. Thank you.
Good to see you. Lakeisha.
Hello, Lakeisha Rivera. I'm Senior Director of Clinical Operations at Women's Health Connecticut. Been a part of the group since inception, and I am so excited, excuse me, of where we are now. And excuse me for being off camera, but I'm having a late lunch, but I'm here.
Wonderful. Thank you. Lana.
Hi, my name is Lana. I'm a rising junior at the University of Maryland. I'll be an intern this summer with Endo Black, and I'm really excited to learn more about it.
Wonderful. Megan, you want to give it a shot?
Okay. Okay, good.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. My name is Megan Baker. I am the lead Asian American Pacific Islander policy analyst for the Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity, and Opportunity with Rosemary and Melvet.
Wonderful. Welcome. All right. So nice to see everyone. What a great group today. As always, want to start with some space for anyone who wants to share their experience with endometriosis.
I'll share. I feel like I haven't shared in a while, but I'm Arlie, and it took me 24 years to be properly diagnosed with endometriosis. When I was diagnosed, I had stage 4 deep infiltrating frozen pelvis. I've had several surgeries. I currently am dealing with a significant amount of fibrosis that's sort of taking down organs and vital parts of my body. And I'm just so grateful for this group. I'm so grateful to be a part of this group, and I'm really excited to continue to push for change in the endo world because my life has been so drastically affected by it. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you for being here, Arlie. Couldn't be where we are without you.
Oh, thank you.
This is Sam. I wanted to share something really quick. So last month, I was able to put together with like our health group at my work, about like let's talk endo, for an hour and a half. We invited a doctor, Dr. Kathleen Green from Maven Clinic, and I actually learned something new, that my previous doctor was sharing, that there's no direct relationship between endometriosis and preeclampsia. I had both, and I was to believe that they were connected. So I've been watching my 17, almost 18-year-old daughter now, through her period. I actually list every single from the moment she had her period when she was 10. I have a note, and my PCP here in Connecticut thought it was funny, and I'm like, you need to learn more about endometriosis. So I think my daughter that is not going to go down the same route because she's starting to get normal. But yeah, I learned something new. I knew everything I knew from all my research, but yeah, there was no direct relation, according to this doctor, between endo and preeclampsia.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, we will move to the first item on the agenda. As many of you know, we were successful at passing legislation to codify the working group into state law. We've been in existence since 2022, yay! But it wasn't in state statute. And so now we are officially in state statute, which is very exciting. Especially there will be a transition. It's hard to make transitions, but I serve as state rep through December. So we want to ensure that this amazing work continues on. And so we are joined by the Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity, and Opportunity, who will now be administering the working group. And so want to turn it over to them so that they can give an introduction, background on themselves, and then would love to talk through the legislation with everyone so that we're clear on kind of the parameters now outlined in state law. So Melvet or Rosemary or Megan, go right ahead.
I'll jump in really quick on just a quick overview of the commission, and then I'll pass it off to Rosemary Lopez, who's our women's policy analyst, and she could talk a little bit about the issues that we've been working on over the course of time. So the commission is a nonpartisan legislative agency. So we are legislative staff to the Connecticut General Assembly, and we work on issues that affect women, children and their families, older adults, and then also different groups such as African Americans, Latino and Puerto Ricans, as well as Asian American and Pacific Islanders. And our primary focus is really looking at health, safety, economic success, and educational success across all of those groups, which you can imagine is a lot, but also a lot of overlapping policy issues. And so that's the long and short of it. There's much more. You can check out our website or our annual report to find out about all the things we do, and including civic engagement, as well as we do work around food insecurity in Connecticut. So thank you for having us. We are honored to be able to be in the position to support the work group. I'm going to pass it on to Rosemary Lopez.
Hi, everyone. There is a lot of stuff we've worked on that has to do with women's health in the past and continue to work on. Thanks to Rep. Gilchrist this year, after 6 long years, we were able to pass banning female genital mutilation here in Connecticut. Jillian was our champion on that, and we want to thank her I know I've thanked her many times, but survivors as well, also thank you. There's a lot of other issues, reproductive health issues, and this is like something right close to that has to do with reproductive health issues. So I am glad to be part of this working group and look forward to working with all of you now and in the near future. Megan?
Yeah, I just really want to add that we work intersectionally. So I know that my main area of focus is the Asian American Pacific Islander constituency, but I also support our administrative task to help the Trafficking in Persons Council. So we also, with that cultural lens from the constituents that we don't cover in our name, but we do cover in our work, is really looking at disproportionate impacts. So even earlier, we had a meeting about endocrine disruptors, and so we talk about how those are linked to systems and how systems are inaccessible at disproportionate rates by certain constituents in certain communities in Connecticut. So I try to bring that lens into this work as it intersects with women and broader constituents in Connecticut. So
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. What I was hoping to do now, unless there's more from the commission, is to pull up the statute. Do you want to pull it up or do you want me to pull it up? You want me to? Okay. All right, let me make sure. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Great, thank you. All right, so this is very legislative, but good for folks just to know what the framework is that we're working off of. So a work group is established regarding endometriosis for the purpose of evaluating and making recommendations regarding the diagnosis, treatment, research, education, and public awareness of endometriosis in the state. The working group shall live within the legislative department. And so the working group shall evaluate the following: the prevalence and impact of endometriosis on residents of the state, barriers to timely and accurate diagnosis of endometriosis, access to evidence-based treatment for endometriosis, including but not limited to medical, surgical, and therapeutic interventions, insurance coverage and reimbursement practices for the treatment of endometriosis, the impact of endometriosis in the workplace, including but not limited to leave accommodations and employment protections, gaps in public and provider education and training concerning endometriosis, and opportunities to improve endometriosis data collection, research initiatives, and patient outcomes. The working group shall consist of the following members, who shall be appointed not later than 30 days after the effective date of this section. And so with this piece in mind, what I want folks to know going forward is everyone is still welcome to participate in the endometriosis working group. I think that's what's made this working group so strong. But for legislatively enacted working groups, there are specifically appointed individuals who then vote on, potentially vote on things. So if there's a vote on the recommendations, the policy recommendations, and those voting members also weigh into any type of annual report. Going forward, you can also make other decisions on what the appointed working group members might vote on. And so with that in mind, the bill was signed. I think we're still within the 30-day window. And so in the next, though, couple of weeks, official appointments need to be made. So the appointments are 4 appointed by the Speaker, one of whom shall be a member of the House or representative, I think they should say of representatives, one of whom shall be a physician licensed pursuant to state statute, with demonstrated experience in the diagnosis and treatment of endometriosis, one whom shall be a representative of a federally qualified health center, and one whom shall be an individual residing in the state who has been diagnosed with endometriosis. 4 appointed by the President pro tem of the Senate, one of whom shall be a member of the Senate, one of whom shall be a physician, again licensed under state statute, who is a member of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, one of whom shall be a researcher affiliated with an academic or research institution in the state, with expertise in endometriosis, and one of whom shall be a patient advocate with experience advocating on behalf of individuals with endometriosis. 4 appointed by the minority leader of the House of Representatives, one of whom shall be a member of the House of Representatives, one of whom shall be a pediatric or adolescent medicine physician licensed under state statute, currently practicing in the state, one of whom shall be an individual in the state with expertise in racial and health equity, or who represents a community-based organization serving historically underserved populations, and one of whom shall be a representative of an association of hospitals in the state or an administrator of a hospital in the state. 4 appointed by the minority leader of the Senate, one of whom shall be a member of the Senate, one of whom shall be a representative of a school-based health center in the state, one of whom shall be a representative of a therapeutic or pharmaceutical manufacturer with experience in treatment related to endometriosis, and one of whom shall be an individual residing in the state who has been diagnosed with endometriosis. And then a variety of state agencies. So the Commissioner of Public Health, the Department of Public Health or their designee, the Department of Insurance Commissioner or their designee, and then the co-chairs of the Endometriosis Data and Biorepository Program, so EndoRise. And then it says, except for members of the General Assembly, members who represent state agencies, and the co-chairpersons of the Endometriosis Data and Biorepository Program, 6 of the members first appointed shall serve for a term of 2 years. 6 of such members shall serve for a term of 3 years, and thereafter members shall serve for a term of 2 years. And then the executive director of the Commission on Women, Children, Seniors, Equity, and Opportunity shall determine which of the members first appointed shall serve for a term of 2 years, and which of the members shall serve for a term of 3 years. The point there is that not everyone is dropping off at the same time. So there'd be overlap to maintain consistency and knowledge. Any vacancy shall be filled by the appointing authority not later than 30 calendar days after the appointment becomes vacant. Any member previously appointed to the working group may be reappointed. The members of the working group shall receive no compensation for their services, but may be reimbursed for any necessary expenses incurred in the performance of their duties. The administrative staff of the commission shall serve as an administrative staff of the working group. The executive director of said commission shall schedule the first meeting of the working group, which shall be held not later than 60 days after the effective date of this section. The working group shall appoint a chairperson and vice chairperson from among its members at its first meeting. And the working group shall meet not less than quarterly and provide an opportunity for public comment at its meetings. And then not later than January 1st, 2027, and annually thereafter, the working group shall report to the governor and in accordance with state statute to the joint standing committees of the General Assembly, having cognizance of matters relating to human services and public health regarding its evaluation and recommendations, including but not limited to, for legislation necessary to implement such recommendations. Okay, so I will stop sharing and welcome any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback.
I have a question.
Sure.
So when this first got started, I'm so sorry if this is like annoying to you, but I really just want to learn. When you guys first got started, was there a certain manifest of the roles that people played of like, or do you have a recommendation for it? Like, because now it seems like it's more like official who's going to be on there, but what would you say for someone who is just getting this started? Is there, if that makes sense?
Yes. So interestingly, many of the types of people cited in that legislation were also the types of people who we sought to have participate. Along the way, though, through our conversations, we came to the understanding, you know what, it would be good to have someone, I just saw someone put a comment, like someone who works with children, right? Like a pediatrician. I don't know if they were here right off the bat, but they've now been a partner for a while, but the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, because it early on became clear that endometriosis has mental health implications. So at first it was thinking through the medical profession, Department of Public Health, advocates in the space, not typical, but like women's health and safety advocates in Connecticut who would potentially participate. And then over time, based on the work, we've expanded to what you're pretty much seeing listed in that more formal state statute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My only question would be is what's the process for appointing at least the initial members of that group?
So what we're thinking, great question. And Rosemary, please, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what would be helpful is if people would like to be officially appointed to Brianne, can we still have you? And yes, we will still have Brianne involved since everyone has Brianne's email. I think it's important to email Brianne, who is the clerk of the Human Services Committee, to let her know. It would be helpful for us to know you'd like to be appointed and what piece, which thing you think you represent.
Which qualifying line?
Yes, thank you. So yeah, how do you qualify? And then we can get that, we'll connect with the commission and we can reach out to the appointing authorities. They might have people in mind, but how this has worked in the past, and Rep. Kennedy jump in and, too, but how it often works is the appointing authorities, the speaker, the president pro tem, the minority leader, and the minority leader in the House and Senate are looking for suggestions. So if we can provide them with those suggestions, that's usually helpful.
Can I just add? I don't know if you're sorry to interrupt. I didn't raise my hand, Rep. Gilchrist, if that's okay. So I, listening to, and I've read the bill because I was also on public health, but I'm not sure I fit in with any of the background for this unless you could add somebody that probably was just undiagnosed 40 years later, but that's nonetheless. I do hope that so many people on this, and there's a lot of people here today, and I've been with you, I think, since 2022. I'd like to see so many people here get appointed to this very, very important working group. So as Representative Gilchrist said, it's really important that to either write to Brianne or copy the speaker, Senate Pro Temp, whomever you may know, because this group has done incredible work, and I just want to see it continue forward with the veracity that y'all have brought to it, the enthusiasm and everything that you shared for the last 4.5 years. So I'm going to send a letter to ask to be put on the committee if there's room, but we'll see where it goes from there. But I just think it's so important that everyone that's on this call has that opportunity to be on the group going forward. So thank you, Rep. Gilchrist.
Thank you. And you should be good because under the minority leader, it says
It's
from the House of
representative.
Representatives.
Yeah.
So I think that is intended to be a Republican representative. Yeah. So that, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And then Brianne, can you, I don't know, I love how I say we, can you send out, please, can you send out that language to folks following this meeting so that everyone has what I read from? Because I think they need that.
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Lakeisha, followed by Lauren.
Hi, so I had put this out to our group, and we had a physician who raised her hands eagerly to be a part of on the membership, but we do have lobbyists who have helped her with drafting her email and sent it to the appropriate people. Should I also send this name to Brianne, this provider?
You don't have to, but that would be helpful. So yes, if you don't mind just letting me, that'd be great.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Lauren?
Yes, as you know, I am in Maryland, but I want to, be helpful and I want to be a part, but does that require someone being in that state to be a supporting role?
So that's where if you don't fit into one of the categories, what we still want to have happen, and we are passing along this entire, I should have said this too, we are passing along this entire list, email distribution list to the commission, our hope is that everyone continues to participate. It's just there are certain voting members that are appointed. So if you don't get officially appointed, we still want folks to participate in the endometriosis working group. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Luciano.
Will we get updates with who's been appointed? And I know you just said you hope we'll be a part of this group going forward. Will there be a transition when people are appointed and like we have it every month? Will it be once a quarter, or do we not know that yet? Kind of things are going to change, obviously. So will we be apprised of that information?
Yes, I'm going to look to Rosemary and Melvette. It seems to me the next meeting will be that transition where the commission is going to be the administrator. And then under state statute, the members that are appointed choose who is the new chair and vice chair. I will continue to participate for a few months to help with transition, not to step on toes, but to help with transition. And so, yes, the goal and hope is that everyone is apprised of everything that's happening. Rosemary?
I agree, and I think the sooner that we could get those members so that we could send those petitions to the appointing authorities, better, because sometimes it does take time for them to get a letter out. So I think the sooner we could get members appointed, we could have that meeting and start transitioning the way the statute mentioned. So
yeah,
I recommend that. Please take a look. Where do you fit? And let Brianne know so that can start happening.
Yeah, I would also add, we would appreciate the good support of Representative Gilchrist and Representative Kennedy in the appointment. So once we send them, to nudge your leaders, because it is it's appointment time. So all of the legislative session where there were appointments, everyone is working on this now. And even outside of session, it is difficult to get the appointments when needed in order to have meetings on time. So sooner the better.
Wonderful. Wendy, did you want to jump in? No, you're just.
Yeah, did I put my hand up? Oh gosh, I'm having so many issues today. So to clarify, the committee has to be set up by January of 2027. Is that correct? Everybody needs to be on board.
No. So that date is when a first annual report will come out.
Got it. Okay, thank you. That was a lot of information. So between now, you said there's approximately 30 days left to put a name in, and then the committee will go forward looking at appointments. So we'll be updated on the status of that. And then you're looking to get started as soon as possible, but by November at the latest to start regular meetings.
I anticipate the meetings we'll probably take off for July, but I could see us having an August meeting and or a September meeting as
good.
the transition happens. Yeah. The goal, as Melvette was saying, so the statute says 30 days. And what those of us in this Connecticut world know is that we're trying our best to do that, but with the appointing authorities, sometimes it takes a little longer for them to get those letters to the people that have been appointed. And so ideally we'll make the transition by August or September, but we'll just have to play it by ear as those appointments get made.
That's why I thought November was more like the time.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. I see the comment, which, and then a great question. I think it's such a great question. So for those who didn't read it, for those of us living outside of Connecticut and which is very nice that you said that part, not fortunate enough to Jillian working on our behalf, how can we duplicate the success in our states? And I think that is something for us to be thinking through. I've had conversations, one-on-one with folks in other states. But I think not that there's a way to package it, but there is a way to kind of put the steps together of what it looks like. And maybe that is something in the next few months this group thinks about, and how can we roll that out for other folks? And I'm happy to help with that. Okay, any more questions on this transition piece? See Holly's saying, okay. All right, then we are going to move into our EndoRise update. But before I get to them, I'm going to say I saw EndoRise in the wild yesterday at Celebrate West Hartford. Was walking around and there they were. And it was a really amazing feeling to see you all out in the community sharing resources. So with that, I will turn it over to EndoRise.
Hello. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to June, my favorite month leading into the summer days. I'm happy to be here. I'm Yasmina Fidanch, the program manager, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm here to provide some updates on what we've been up to and what we have coming up. Starting with the biorepository update, including hospital enrollment. Hold on one second. My screen is biorepository numbers and distribution updates. So for hospital enrollment, we are currently enrolling participants from UConn Health and St. Francis into the EndoRise study. We are in the process of onboarding Hartford Hospital, so they're finalizing their IRB protocols, and we expect to start enrollment in the upcoming months, hopefully by August 2026. And you guys, some of you may recall that we were in the process of recruiting Nuvance, and that kind of took a little pause. And now we are back into discussion with enrolling Nuvance Health into the biorepository as well, kind of expanding on the diversity and equal representation in the biorepository for all participants. And then as far as the biorepository, we currently have 148 study participants enrolled with representation from across 62 towns in Connecticut and I believe 2 from Massachusetts. So this is really showing that we're EndoRise is reaching patients across Connecticut and building a more representative resource. And we also have over 7,500 specimens that are available for distribution to researchers support, which is a major milestone for us and also people that are requesting these biospecimens as they were supporting future endometriosis studies. And on the distribution side, we are seeing interest from a range of groups, including academic, biotech, pharma, into the biospecimens. So we actually distributed recently biospecimens to a lab at JAX, which is an academic lab, redistributed a couple additional times from last time to a startup out of Boston that focuses on diagnostic and therapeutics research that they're doing right now. And we just actually shipped last week to Germany. So we're really, these specimens are kind of having a global impact, and we're really proud of everything that, hopefully these specimens can help further endometriosis research and focus on diagnostic and therapies. Next slide. So this slide here highlights our pamphlet distribution efforts. We are expanding into beyond the clinical setting and into schools. So we are currently working with a summer student that we had last year through the UConn Healthcare Career Opportunities Program. So Natasha Kitan was a summer student in our lab. She received a grant or scholarship through the Bold Woman Leadership Program at UConn, which tasked her into creating an impact, a community impact for something that she's passionate about. And she's an endometriosis sufferer and has been suffering from endometriosis pretty much since she was 10 years old. So now she is originally from Texas and working there with school nurses and Planned Parenthood to distribute these pamphlets to the school nurses and having them available for the young students. As we know, the goal is really to make endometriosis education more acceptable to younger students, especially because symptoms often begin during the adolescence, but they're not always recognized early. So this is a really great effort. Actually, the pamphlets arrived at Texas today. She's currently working with 5 different schools to distribute these pamphlets to, and we have the pamphlets available in English and Spanish, and they have been tailored with appropriate language for the younger population with graphics and pamphlet they can also take notes on and bring to their doctor's appointments and share what they're feeling. Overall, our future plans is to connect the school nurses in Connecticut and to pass out the pamphlets so that we have representation here in Connecticut as well. So that's something that we plan to do in the next year. This slide is highlighting our summer students. We always talk about having an impact in our local community, but also teaching the younger generation about endometriosis and raising awareness, and training the next generation in research, but also exposing them in the field of medicine and different research things that they can do. So we have Daniel Jones. He's also from the UConn Healthcare Career Opportunities Program. He's recently graduated from UConn, and his goal is to be a physician. And he's really passionate about women's health, and we're lucky that we get to have him in our lab and learning about endometriosis. We have Lainey Druhan. She's a summer student through the Jackson Lab. She also has a scientific background, but her goal is to be a professor, and she's going to be studying the peritoneal fluid surrounding the lesions that we're collecting through the EndoRise program, but also through our other research study. And then we also have Grace. She's a summer student here at the Jackson Lab, but she's also worked at Jax with another lab for a while. She's here doing also endometriosis research. So her project is going to be looking at the cells from a patient before surgery and then comparing the cell composition post 1 year post surgery. So that's what we're doing here at EndoRise. We're collecting blood before a patient goes into surgery, and then blood again a year post op to see what the differences are, the immune cell composition of the same patient. So we're really excited to have them all here. It's going to be a busy summer, and we hope to share some of the research that that comes out from what they're going to be doing this summer here with us. And as Representative Gilchrist mentioned, we were out and about this weekend. So it was great to see you yesterday. So much fun to bump into you always. So on Saturday, we were at the UConn half marathon with the team. Some of us ran, some of us tabled our booth, but we got to connect with a lot of great people, a lot of some patients even that have come to UConn and local hospitals. But it was really gave us an opportunity to connect directly with the community outside of the clinical setting and bring more visibility to endometriosis and us as a resource. So we shared some merch, played some fun games. So it was great to be out and about. It was beautiful weather yesterday. And always, we had actually 2 volunteers that have reached out wanting to be involved with EndoRise. So they were there this weekend helping us engage with the community. So thankful for them. On another note, is Arlie still here? Arlie, do you want to speak to this? You're yep.
Sure. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I've never I never can find the buttons. I reached out to Strike Out Endo, which is a new nonprofit organization building awareness around endo and adeno. And they have been reaching out to various major league and minor league baseball teams. And they had been able to secure a game with the Boston Red Sox. So I reached out and I was like, we don't have a major league team in Connecticut, but we have a minor league team. And she got a great response from the Hartford Yard Goats. So on August 2nd, it's a 1:30 game on a Sunday. And I am having my wife create a graphic for this. So this is sort of save the date, just so you can put it in your calendar. But it gives us a great opportunity to be seen. We'll be able to have a table for EndoRise. They'll announce us on the scoreboard. Representative Gilchrist is going to throw out the first pitch, which is amazing. I'm super excited for that. I would not be able to make home plate. So, but yeah.
We'll see if I can.
I have to start practicing. But yeah, so if you are local or you can take a road trip to come that day, it should be a lot of fun. I hope we can get a big presence. So more details to come, which I will forward along so that everyone receives those in time. We should have all the details ironed out by probably next week. And then, yeah, so August 2nd.
Awesome. Thank you, Arlie.
Yeah.
And then next we'll have Dr. Elise Courtois talk about a workshop that she's working on currently.
Hello, everyone. So very happy to share this opportunity. So as you know, I'm a researcher, and for me, endometriosis research is a priority, as many of us. But working with the NIH has been bringing a lot of challenges. One of them is the fact that endometriosis has been mostly funded by the NICHD, which is the Women and Child NIH Institute. So it's kind of good but not good in the sense that you have to compete with a lot of other very important priorities, and the funding for endometriosis has been very limited. So talking with Chief of Staff Alex Denker, which is basically the Chief of Staff of Director for the Division of Translational Research at the NINDS, which is the National Institute for Neurological Disorder and Stroke. We thought that it would be nice to include endometriosis in one of the workshops that they're organizing to kind of bring it outside of the case of the NICHD. So we are organizing a workshop on chronic overlapping pain condition, or COPCs, in September. Preliminary dates are 23 and 23rd of September in Rockville, Maryland. This is still in the organization phase, so nothing is really finalized just yet, but it should be very quickly. And EndoRise is co-sponsoring this event, and we are working to integrate endometriosis in the program to have a dedicated session for endometriosis. So a little bit more information about the NINDS. It's the National Institute that funds pain and nervous system membrane disorders. So this event is about the neurological disorders, shared mechanisms, sex differences, post-infection condition, genetics, and potential future therapeutic directions. So we're including endometriosis in this program. I think this is a great opportunity for us to get endometriosis outside of NICHD and to generate RFAs, so call for fundings that will basically prioritize endometriosis, and to also get endometriosis outside of the box of a gynecological condition, but more systemic pain disorder that has a lot of neuroimmune overlap with other conditions. So the workshop, which is going to be led across 2 days, will integrate endometriosis, as I was mentioning, different COPCs, fibromyalgia, post-infection infectious conditions such as long COVID, fibromyalgia, sex differences in disease presentation, immune, neuroimmune, mechanistics, genetics, POTS, for example, for autonomous nervous system disorders, and etc. So we are going to be very actively involved. Me as the co-chair and Danielle as a confirmed moderator. We are also co-sponsoring this event. This is independent of the state funding. And then co-chairing this event with Dr. Dan Clough from University of Michigan. And I was mentioning the main leader of this event is Dr. Alexander Denker, which is the Chief of Staff of NINDS. So very, very excited. We will confirm the program details and the final location and time and date, etc. But I'm really hoping that this is the beginning of us collaborating more at the federal level for new research opportunities.
Thank you, Dr. Courtois. And we have an event announcement. So in the fall of this year, we are planning a patient day event, really focused on not just endometriosis, but the overall well-being and health of women. So we'll plan to have, the plan is to really have a good representation from all aspects, from mental health to overall well-being, physical therapy or pelvic floor therapy. So really just exposing everyone to different resources that we have in the state of Connecticut and bringing everyone together in to talk about the overall like holistic a holistic approach to being a woman, and not only managing symptoms, but also thinking forward and talking about menopause and different topics. So there's more to come on this. Our tentative date, I believe, is October 17th of 2026, but we will share more information as in the next few weeks. So it'd be really great to have many of you participate and engage. This will be an in-person event. Yeah, so we'll share more information as we have it. And last slide is Happy Pride Month. I really like this quote. We are all one but different, different but the same. And as always, if you guys have any questions or would like to get in touch with us, please reach out to us on our and through our EndoRise webpage. We have a contact link on there. That is all for me. Any questions?
Okay. I just see a comment from Lauren saying that they'd love to support in any way since they're in Maryland.
Yes, absolutely. I will make sure that I share all the details of the event as soon as we finalize at least the date and the program. But yes, thank you so much.
Wonderful. And then Melvette said New Vance has transitioned to Northwell,
yes,
and they cover parts of New York. So, wonderful.
Yes, we're really excited to work with them and hopefully expand into New York as our neighbor eventually.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for continuing this amazing work. Okay, any other questions, comments, or updates for the group?
I have something, sorry. Just a
Right ahead.
reminder that the Endometriosis Care Act is still up and going. They relaunched it or resubmitted in December of 2025. So please, keep that on your radar. We know that it may not be something that's like voted on or move forward right now, but as you know, we are getting ready to switch out people. Election is here. So hopefully we'll see some changes in the next couple of years. But this is the Endometriosis Care Act. This was put together by Dr. Lauren Underwood, who is a representative from Illinois, Representative Alma Adams, as well as Congresswoman Nakima Williams, who actually has endometriosis and is out of the state of Georgia. So just wanted to share that with you all.
Great, thank you.
Question, or not really a question, Jillian. Is Danielle on the call today, Dr. Luciano?
She was, but she did have to drop off.
Okay. Is there anybody here that is familiar with a study that she had just published? Just speaking along the lines of creating the legislative working group and barriers. I do see that they had recently published a study about some of those barriers in Connecticut. They had collected some data. Is anybody familiar with that?
I am
If
not.
not, okay, maybe I can hold that and maybe she could share that with us on the next meeting if she's here, or somebody can share that. I know she had some things in the works, and I had recently seen a publication on that in Connecticut. So I'll see if I can find that information out. Maybe I could send it to Brianna as well.
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay.
All right, then everybody stay tuned. Brianne will send out the language. Please take a look. And then if you can let us know again, if you'd like to be officially appointed and what category you think you fall under. And then we can work with the appointing authorities to make that happen. We will take the month of July off, but stay tuned for a meeting in August. All right. Thank you everyone so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.